Nice. All right. We can go, guys. Well done.
Okay, cool. So my takeaway is in the same book I'm reading, The Leader Inside of You. And today I'm going to talk communication. So as I was reading this part this part of the book, a lot of examples came up in my own personal life. So starting off obviously with communication with the team, and then I was also thinking of how when I was living at home, how I communicated or how was like sucky at home and what I did, and from this book what it actually tells me to do. And then also communication on a personal level with God and myself, which we actually spoke about last night as well. And that communication that starts at home, which actually talks about here, the communication starts at home and then it filters down everywhere else in your life. The same with leadership as well. You shouldn't just be a leader with your team or within business, you should be a leader everywhere in your life. So first it says communication is a two-way street. So basically, obviously, in a relationship with communication with anyone, it's more than one person that is going to be sharing their view. With that said, you need to have a receptive view as well. So you need to receive information as well as give information, but allow that person that you receive information from to be who they are and say how they feel. And even if you disagree, it actually says here as well, even if you disagree, don't make them feel that what they're saying is not important. Don't speak to them down in a condescending manner. It actually uses those words as well, and a demeaning manner either, because they're not going to want to come back to you and share how they feel or share what they are thinking about. So in this book, they speak very much about corporate, and I know we're not corporate, but there is a few things that I thought actually stood out. So they actually make a reference to like President Lincoln. And it says that he used to use a lot of public petitions, and sometimes he uses an aide to answer them. But most times he actually took it on himself and actually went to answer the public himself. And he said that this was an essential part of being president, and this is what he wanted. He wanted to hear firsthand what the people are thinking, what the people are saying, how are they feeling. So when I'm taking this, it's not necessarily the team aspect. So for instance, as Garth is being the top person, he doesn't need to find out like what are we thinking, what are we saying, because we have an open communication. But I'm talking about in terms of our members. We need to be on the ground and communicate this feeling like right now, what can we do better for them on this online platform? How are they feeling? Are they using it? What can we do better next week so that they don't feel like they're getting bored? So that in terms, and that's why it's so cool to get emails from Garth specifically. When it says from Garth, people are responding. They like Garth also told me, it's like, wow, I'm getting an email from the CEO, like this President Lincoln here is talking to his people. So they feel like it's very important for us to address him in a certain manner when it comes up from the top. They think like they're super important, even though we know the emails are coming to us EFF, but it's from Garth, So it's just like those small little things that we're really doing that actually stands out, and that's also part of communication as well. And then effective communication doesn't stop just at the door of the office of the company of the business. It extends to the home with anyone that you meet. If it's a person down the street, if it's maybe someone that you're in a relationship with, or maybe your family members, it extends to all of that, your kids, everyone. And then it says there was a part that actually Garth actually highlighted. So they were talking about scientists, and they were saying that like scientists had this view of really like introverted, very nerdy. They don't talk to anyone, but now they're kind of forced to get out of that shell and talk to people. Because there's a saying that says here, to obtain funding, you have to convince people that you're doing something that is important. So what this means in this aspect is they need to come out of their shell, right? To talk and tell them what projects they're busy on in order to get money to obviously continue the research. So to obtain funding, you need to convince people what you're doing is important. And how we can change that to our business is, for us, if we are not communicating properly or thoroughly with our prospects or even with our members, we're not going to be growing that membership. We're not going to, get more funding, grow to the numbers we want to if we're not communicating with them properly. So firstly, communication as in greeting them, that's communicating properly, finding out what it is that they need help with, and then with our members, checking in on them to making sure that they are okay, keeping them on our membership base as well. So that's what I understood from that part. To obtain the funding, you need to convince people what you're doing is important. So like right now, like Garth also mentioned this, is that people can easily say and think that being fit and being healthy is a necessity, we know for real that actually this is part of your life, but we need to convince them that it's so important that without this, that they're not going to survive, So I thought that was actually quite cool because we're really doing those things, we're really thinking that mindset. But yeah, so that's actually part of communication. That's all I wanted to say. And then, another thing as well, which I can also take for myself, is to not be insincere. When someone again comes to you and opens up to you, loud and clear, you need to receive that information, but even just with your body language. So like I said, I do also fall guilty of this as well. So people will approach you, right? Or they won't approach you just by looking at you, by looking at maybe your face and how maybe what kind of energy you're putting out there, or even how you're standing or even sitting. You can see on someone's body language whether they're listening, if they care, or if they're even with you. So we just need to also be aware of that, like how maybe sometimes we're in the zone with our members or even with each other, and we're in the zone, but we're not necessarily actually paying attention to what the other person is receiving on the other end. So it's just about that. So yeah, and there's one thing that actually that says in the book. So if you have an environment where people generally believe that at the end of the day, they can trust in your interest and that you're concerned for them and their well-being, then that means you have created a relationship. So why does this fall under part of communication? Because we're communicating to people that what we're doing is important. We're communicating to them that we actually are interested in them, in their health, and we are very much concerned. How are we concerned? By checking in on them on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. That's how we show our concern. So communication is actually built on trusting of relationships. So once you first have that trust, and they have that trust in us, we build that relationship, and then after the communication comes. But all of this falls part of that. So that's my takeaway, guys.
So I'm still reading the book. I'm still reading this book of Damon John. And today, I'm on the chapter of, it's called Being Agile, Be Agile. So my takeaway that I took from this is we need to turn a problem into a solution. And what I took from this is, and something that they mentioned in here, is when you're eating what you earn, and what they're saying by this is obviously, we know personally we need to work hard now, especially with this online platform, in order to get the numbers up, because we've already set a goal for ourselves, how many members we need on this program in order for us to keep the engine going. So they speak about this when you're eating what you earn. That's when you're truly understanding the concept of what works and what doesn't work. So we really need to do whatever it takes to make it work, and also do whatever it takes for people to make that double take on, what is it that they're doing, seeing something, seeing our post and wanting to go back on it just to check it out. Okay, what is it that they're actually doing? So just and one thing that they also mention here in like a lot of successful people and what's worked for them is when they anticipating objections. So also finding ways to address it before it actually comes up. And this is something that we've gone over many times. And the way you get better at the strategy is constantly pushing out good outcomes of people, testing different kinds of concepts as to, like, again, what works, what doesn't work, and then also to show and to prove what concepts work and what doesn't work. So the problem of others is actually the solution to. So problems of others is the solution to our problems, and not in a sense where we're looking at fears and that kind of thing, but in a sense where we want to see what the problem is, what the individual's problem is, and how we can assist them and how help them to move forward. So this is just the need to discuss discover that, and just discover people's magic. And then just to continue is to just always be ready and able, whatever comes our way, having a resourceful and adaptable, and having an resourceful and adaptable character. So that is my takeout that I took from this and resourceful, adaptable character.
So, as humans, naturally, not all of us are okay. So most of us, or not all of us, but some of us struggle to adjust and try something new because we're so stuck in our old ways. So the reason for this is because it's filled with these beliefs, maybe things we've been taught by our parents, by our teachers. All of these things that we've grown up with until this point has been filling our hypothetical cup. And the only way decisions and how you behave and what you do. So that's what I'm saying.
They call that cup.
Like we are the vessel now. That's why it's hypothetical. So we are filled naturally with beliefs and things that we've been taught or passed down to us, and sometimes that hold us back from taking in new thoughts and new ideas and adapting. When we open our minds and take on new thoughts and change the current position we're in, is to empty that cup. Basically have or be open to the idea of learning new things and looking at things differently. So we can only change where we have to be prepared to potentially relearn everything, which is where we are at now in our business currently. So relearning everything we've been told, and also maybe question everything. Like we can't operate the same way we were operating last month. We're in a completely different scenario now. We've started a brand new platform, so we have to be open to new ideas, to different way of thinking as well. Failure to empty your cup will cause you to stand still and not grow, which makes complete sense, right? If we don't stay with the same beliefs, the same. So when your mind, and as a result of this, when your mind doesn't grow thoughts and create predictable outcomes. So we don't want to be predictable, right? And gladly we wouldn't. We didn't take predictable action in this time. Predictable would have been, oh, you a gym, okay, cool. Obviously you're not gonna, like, how can you offer anything? You know, you work from your facility, you do the classes there, predictable again once everything goes back to normal. But no, we wouldn't. What? I can't hear anyone.
I'm here, sister. I'm here. Can you
We're here, we're listening to you.
Listening.
Oh. And I can see God's mouth moving, but I can't hear him.
No, I was just speaking to Jamie. She can't get on. She's not using the same link.
Yes, what do you mean?
Okay.
One link.
Okay, continue.
So I was just saying that we're not predictable. We haven't been predictable, and that just shows us that instead of us taking on negative thoughts and negative ideas and staying the same, we've made the decision to empty our cup, fill it with new ideas, learn new things, and be able to adapt, and now push out something positive where we're still able to help our members in a brand new way, thus making us a business and as a team.
powerful sister? Empty your cup. Nice. Empty your cup. To be funny, watched the clip of a movie last night that said the exact same thing, sister. Empty your cup, empty your mind to learn new things.
Nice.
Alright. So cool, guys. I'm busy still reading this. Of course, I'm gonna go quickly. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be in this book. And my takeaway is just a short takeaway, a quick one. You can achieve the unachievable. So it's easier. Firstly, you need to aim beyond of what you are capable of. Cool. You must develop a complete discard for what your abilities end or where your abilities end. Try to do things that you are incapable of. Okay? If you are thinking you are unable to work for the best company in its own sphere, make it your aim to work for the best company. If you are thinking a company, make it your aim to run the company. If you are thinking you are unable to be on the Time cover magazine or, for our instance, Grand Cardone 10X conference, make it your business to be there. Make it your vision of where you want to be in reality. And always remember, nothing is impossible. So that's my biggest takeaway. Just a quote that I read this morning is a factor of, like Kelly said, what we have designed now with regards to this online business. We of course want to be achievable. This worldwide. That is the ultimate goal, worldwide, with this online platform. Yes, we have to go through mistakes in order to correct it, make it perfect, make it the best. And we do understand that. But of course, like Amy said, we have set goals as to where we. So Amy said, yes, we set goals already as to where we want to be, as to how much numbers we need to get. Kelly also said now, we need to, of course, now set our mindsets and empty the cups and be willing to learn new things and push ourselves even further as to what we need to know. Like God said yesterday, we need to do things now as to how we can make this product better and the best and make it perfect for our members. So, in a sense of your vision, or as the team's vision, we need to make it the reality. The only way we're going to make it reality is if we come together as a team. Like Jamie said, communication is key now. It starts, yes, at home. It starts with a two-way street. It starts with the 8 of us. How we communicate with each other. How we going to keep communicating. Guaranteed, there's no other fitness company or any other business like us in a small franchise or a small fitness company that is doing what we're doing. Meeting every morning 9:30, chatting about our daily goals, inspiring each other, keeping each other accountable. You know? So these are powerful ways that's going to keep us motivated. So that's my biggest takeaway for you guys today.
My turn?
Yeah.
So my takeaway comes from the Buddha himself, and I'll read out of the Lotus. Necessary for success further depends on whether the practice is mild, medium, or intense. And what that means is that our efforts will directly affect how long it takes to achieve results. If you need to start slow, fine. If you're not progressing as quickly as you'd like, you know how to fix it. Hold up, let me just get this part. Just be sincere and consistent as you are consistent at what you're doing, and just continuously work to reach your goals. And only you and you yourself will know what it will take to get there, what you are lacking in. If there's something you're lacking in, only you yourself will know why it is so.
Awesome.
Next, I'm just gonna skip to the other book that I was reading. It's the 21 Laws of Leadership. And I'm gonna jump to law number 18 for you guys, because I think this one applies to us. The law of sacrifice. A leader must give up in order to go up. Okay, so I'm just gonna read a small quote. Leaders who want to rise have to do more than take an occasional cut in pay. They have to give up their rights. As a friend once said, when you become a leader, you lose the right to think about yourself. For every person, the nature of the sacrifice might be different. For example, Coca's greatest sacrifice came in the case of someone like former South African President F.W. de Klerk, who worked to dismantle the cost of his career itself. The circumstances might change from person to person, but the principle doesn't. Leadership means sacrifice. Because in this time, we all have to make major sacrifices, and it's not only with regards to just our paycheck. With regards to everything, we need to make sure that everybody is up to standard. Sacrifice whatever you need to. If you were, let's say, living a more comfortable, where you had little room to spare some cash here and there, now it's time to sacrifice that. Sacrifice that wanting to go and buy something unnecessary. Now, all those little things, sacrifice that little bit of, I'm going to take a break to watch rest. Now it's the time to sacrifice and be like, no, I need to sit, I need to work, I need to learn, I need to grow. It's now or never. And that's, I think, what's going to make us as a unit all become great leaders individually, as a unit together.
Cool. Okay. Just gonna read this paragraph of the book, The Total Money Makeover, and it starts like this. If you plan your marriage around a bad map or bad set of assumptions, then it will likely fail. If you have all the good intentions, even if you have all good intentions in the world, but build your financial house on bad ideas, it will fail. So this the reason why I chose this paragraph is because it goes back to one thing that we're speaking, I think, before before the lockdown, which is the basic, the foundation. The book uses the metaphor of a bad map. Like we going somewhere. Like our goal is to hit the whole world. We're going somewhere. We know the destination. We know our goal. But then how are we gonna get there? How like what is our map? What is our strategy? And that goes to, for instance, our atom workouts. Like I've mentioned also yesterday, needs to be perfect. That's the map. That's the road that we are taking. That we're taking. That's the road that we, as a team, we're going with that map. Yes, we know eventually things will go back to the way they were before. But then now we have a platform. Are we gonna neglect that platform? Are we gonna go back to just doing like an atom workout on Thursday, or are we gonna continue? So it's those things where we need to kind of like figure it out now. Let me say, as we start in the journey, as we going on this journey. Let me say, because like we say, we're not doing this because of other people, because of bad assumption, because because other people are doing. We're doing because we want to help our members. We're doing because obviously we do also want to grow. But what is our foundation? What is our map? What is it like? Our small things that we need to fix, our, to make sure that our journey goes smooth and sail from now on. Because yes, we have a goal. Yes, we have all the good intentions. Yes, we are motivated. Yes, we are hyped. But then let's go back to the foundation of the things. Like, what is our map? What is our strategy to move forward? And this is as company, but at the end of the day, is also for us as individuals. When it comes to our money, when it comes to our finances, we know that we have to sacrifice. That is true. We know that we need to empty out our cups and everything. But like, how are we doing? What is our strategy? And this goes back to us sitting down with ourselves when it comes to our finances, sitting down and kind of like figuring it out. What is our map? What are we going to do next? Okay, I'm going to cut down here. I'm going to cut down there. I'm going to invest on this. I'm not going to invest on that. So those are the maps. where that will lead us to success. And that's my takeaway. That's what I took from this small paragraph. Like, what is our map? Is it like we have good intentions, but if our map is bad, if our foundation is bad, if how we're doing things at the beginning is bad, then we will fail. So yeah, that's pretty much my takeaway for today, guys.
Cool. Where did you get to take
Sorry?
away from?
The book is called.
Where did you get to take away from?
The book is called The Total Money Makeover.
Total Money Makeover.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a nice book, Coach.
Who wrote the book?
I'll tell you now. There we go.
Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just to catch up on this is my takeaway. Takeaway.
So my book is still from.
My takeaway is still from good to great.
Discuss companies.
That's basically gone. Doing very well. Doing extremely well.
Overtaking
major companies. Going from something, going from nothing into I wouldn't say monopolizing. The great companies took over companies that were monopolized, because older companies were monopolizing didn't change with times. Anyway, gives you concepts on how companies that lasted pretty long, 20, 30, 40 years, and then when things change like now, those companies didn't adapt. They didn't adapt to change. Guys, by the way, .com era came in. Even today, there's still companies who still do not have a website. There's still companies that didn't put their businesses onto Google search. And what happened to these companies? They became obsolete because they decided to remain under a rock and not learn and not grow with technology. To create results require a nearly fanatical dedication to the idea of consistency within our Agile concept. Our Agile concept, we self passion, what we're best at, what's our economic engine. Those are our three circles. Okay, so we need fanatical consistency to do. So Alva spoke about if we're going to fail. Are we going to keep moving this on? Of course we are. Who said we're going to stop? We're not building this just for now. We've all, if you haven't realized it, if some of you haven't realized that we're onto something here, then shame. Shows that you're behind in intellectual knowledge, shows that you're behind in what's actually going on online. There's millions of people that use accountability and fitness platforms, millions. Okay, it shows that you have no knowledge of what's actually going on. So to think that this is something that we're just building for now, no, don't be a dumbass. Okay, we're creating something brand new. We got an opportunity to create these. It is exclusively ours, if we can. Because I don't think anyone else is doing this. Well, they could be. I don't know what their system looks like. Yes, we know that people are within that system. We don't know. We got our own type of system which we're going to be building on. Remember, we just got the foundation now. That's all. And now the goal is consistency on this foundation. See, building, thinking, eating like this. creating new workouts, coming up with new ideas, consistency towards those things. Okay, we should start a stop doing list right now. Remember, we got a to-do list. We got a top priority to do. What we don't have is a stop doing list. So all of us here were speaking about business and money and all those things. Put on your to-do list, on your. I want to show you guys something. Can you guys see this? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I've added this onto my thing. Can you see there a not to do list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my talk, I've added this. So I've learned this through the book as well. And it makes sense. This is what companies have been doing. The great companies always had a not to do list to cut down their costs. So let's stop paying this one. Let's cut out this cost. Let's cut out that. Let's stop doing this. This is wasting our money. This is wasting our time. They even cut meetings down because a lot of CEOs were doing meetings like we're doing, right? Every day. But a lot of it they felt was a waste of time. It was just getting together. Right?
Yeah.
So for instance, I explain to my members not to do eating junk before bedtime. That is something I must stop. Right? Because I've realized that I'm getting into this habit here of eating junk at night. Going to bed, not preparing for the next day. Okay? So yes, I've got all my to-dos, I've got for the day, but I'm not sitting at night and going over, okay, based on all my to-dos that I've done today, what do I have left over? What do I need to plan for tomorrow? You know, so I'm not doing that at the end of the day, which requires more discipline. And then watching YouTube at night as well. Oof. I'm not watching like useless information. I'm watching like good shit. You know, I'm trying to learn what's happening in the world, what the first world countries are doing, what the Americans are doing, what Italy is doing. So I'm watching those things, but at the same time, I should be resting my mind, getting to bed. Which areas need to be fully funded in our business, and which areas or areas does not need to be fully funded. So Kelly already sent me a link to sit and look, okay, where can we save money right now? Who are we not paying? Who don't we need to pay? Once we know the right thing to do, we have the discipline to do the right thing, and equally important to stop doing the wrong things. Okay, so my basic guys, what my takeaway is here is discipline. Focus on your not to do list. Alright? Focusing on our scheduling. Do what we're doing. It's helping us go onto our members along with producing and delivering exercises, along with delivering awesome accountability where we can keep them going. So I just changed that list. Do you tell him like, Nico, do you speak about your homeschool situation right now? Do you speak about the fact that you're having a baby right now? Discipline you need right now.
Like I explain to my clients when I do a consult with them, I explain to them like my schedule currently at the moment, I can say it's discipline, but once of course it's gonna change. I have to use my discipline to find a new routine as quick as I can that is gonna still cater for my personal life as well as my work. Sunday, me and my woman, we prep together for the full week. We don't cook in the week. Like, I still do what I need to do every night before I switch off. I plan my day, what I need to do the next day. Have a look at my consults, what is due for the next day, what I need to be done. So, and I explained to them, snacking is being real with them. Like, if I look at my parents, for example, they going mental at they don't know what the fuck to do. And if I look at myself, for example, the guy's going mental at home. I mean, fuck, he doesn't know what to do. Like, you know what I mean? When I was there yesterday. So I use reality and I explain it to them, guys. You need to keep your guys motivated. You need to set at least an hour. You need to also set yourself and your working hours, whatever your working hours is at this day. Your training time, either the morning or the evening. Put in reading time. So you switch off from everything. Social media, you switch off from all electronics, everything, and you just feed your mind with positivity by reading a solid book. You know what I mean? So I explained it to that since, like, my schedule, wake up in
I was Lauren Witz and Keegan Witz on your I was her response to
So Lauren Witz was quite she enjoyed the consult, the goal setting and everything with us. She has to find a total new routine being with a young one on board. So for her is to get back into the swing of things, of prepping her food, getting into the swing, because they're both working from home now, but they also have the kid at home. So I said to them, but there's no excuse. If the kid is taking up the lounge, you have the yard you can train in, you can have the garage you can train in, you have your meal times. If it is you want to train, let Keegan deal with the lighting. And when Keegan wants to train, you take over the child. But you need to find a schedule and a balance for the both of you. And I told him, in the next couple of weeks, I might come to you for advice. How did you deal? How did you find a schedule to balance out between your woman and your and I tell all my clients the same thing. That has kids.
People are just going to be making excuses now, bullshit excuses.
Yeah, definitely do. No, definitely, bro.
Just like coming up with bullshit in their mind. I mean, before it was, what am I going to do with my kid? I'm going to work. What am I going to do? Now you're not going to work. You're working at perfect situation.
Exactly.
So now you still can't make time? To work. Hey?
Exactly.
What about when you must be at work and you must be away from them? You know? Now you're going to actually be spending more time with them. Well, what a better situation with your newborn. What an awesome situation to be in.